Hi guys, welcome to discussion segment on TeensWorld. I am Remy and I have
Lioness.
that name's supposed to come with a sound. Can you give us?
Whatever that was.
Okay, as you know, we bring you interesting and relatable topics. So today we are talking about something very emotional, something I can relate to. Most of us
Okay.
can relate to actually. So it says dealing with anxiety.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
It's really an emotional topic on my part. For most people, it's quite emotional
For
because,
me too.
like, most of us have anxiety, whether you want to believe it or whether you want to
Or
accept
not.
it or not. We all have anxiety. So, let me first introduce by saying anxiety is an unpleasant feeling. Like, it makes you worry about the future, about something that will happen in like 2 years. You start feeling anxious about it. Like, that feeling is crazy. Like it makes you feel kind of uneasy. So now I'll hand over to Lioness. Can you educate us a little?
Like, she wants to give me the back. Anyways, okay, yeah. So I feel like for me, anxiety is a state of nervousness or obsession about like what's going to happen, an event or an occurrence. And I feel like sometimes it could be as a result of a trauma,
Yeah,
PTSD, and the like,
mostly
post-traumatic
childhood
disorder.
trauma. Yeah.
And then sometimes, yes, childhood trauma. Sometimes it's something that maybe it doesn't have to be childhood trauma. Sometimes it could be something that has happened that is happening in your life currently. Okay,
Okay.
so for example, let's use the so people have anxiety about their future. Let's say for example, you just finished school, or you're writing your final exam, and in your head you're like, God, where next? What are we
Yeah, like
doing
you're
next?
already worried about the
Do you
future.
get like you're already worried that okay, this is how are things going to be from now onward? You're in school, they are still giving you money, mommy and daddy still helping you out. But once you leave that school, you get to you have to hustle for yourself.
Of
You are on your
course.
own at this point. So now this is where anxiety comes in. You're anxious, you're worried about the next phase of your life.
Do you know
Do you
the
get?
funny thing about anxiety is like 1 minute you might be feeling okay, like everything is fine,
You
and
get
the next moment you just think about something be like, God, how am I supposed to do this?
Rocket.
And your mood instantly
Change,
changes. You
yeah.
like you don't know what next to do. Like honestly, it's a crazy feel. Like it deals with your mental health. It's like a mental uneasiness. Like I don't even know. Oh my God.
Don't cry, it's a private issue.
Honestly, I might be laughing, but honestly,
I
this
know I get your
it's
point.
just
Very
it's a
touchy
crazy it's a
subject.
touchy subject. Honestly, I've met people, God, because there was a time where I got to talk to a therapist, and she was
Okay.
like, most teenagers deal with anxiety.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, most of them don't know it's anxiety. But when they end up speaking to a therapist, they're like, okay, what you have is
Define
anxiety.
it.
You may have anxiety and not be depressed.
True.
It might just be something that happened to you
Once in a
immediately,
while.
and sometimes it just goes. It comes
Or you
and
get
goes. It's
over
not something
it.
that stays with you. You get over it. For me,
That's true.
so the question says dealing. No, sorry. The topic says dealing with anxiety. How do you deal with it?
Okay, so for me, before I say how I deal with anxiety, because so for I feel like people need to really understand what how the causes of this anxiety
Sure.
first. Because if you don't know the cause, you cannot deal
No.
with it
Yeah.
most
Sure.
definitely. So for one, like I mentioned before, PTSD as a result of maybe an occurrence, something that's happened in life. Okay, so I was giving an example. Let me use another example where somebody goes to like you see somebody that's been broke before, and then the person has money. At some point, when he or she has money now, the person will not want to go broke. The person will be anxious.
And
Maybe
become
when
stingy
money
with
is
the money.
when money is going down, the person is like, oh, I need to
God, I don't
look
want
for
to go
a
back to this
way.
broke face.
Do you get? I need to
Yeah.
look for a way to get more money. I need to look for a way to get more money. I cannot. So that's where anxiety comes in. So it could be as a result of past, like PTSD, something that happened, and then sometimes anxiety for a lot of young people, I feel like is as a result of childhood trauma. Now, where does that come in? Like childhood trauma, maybe something happened in your childhood that was not so pleasant. Okay, for example, maybe maybe a parent left. That could be a
But you know
thing
that childhood trauma might be something that didn't happen to you though.
that didn't.
Like it might not be something that affected you directly.
I don't get how do you mean?
Okay. How would I put it? You might grow up seeing, let's say your aunt. Maybe
Yeah,
something happened to you, or
happened to
somebody close to you. It's not.
Okay, it might not be you.
Yeah, it might not
It
happen
might
to
be
you. Like
somebody
it might not
else.
really, really affect you directly, but maybe
Yeah.
probably somebody close to you indirectly,
Yeah.
and it might affect like
Your
your
thinking.
mental health, change your perspective on certain things, and that's where anxiety starts to kick in. And be like, what if I end up with this person? You start seeing red flag in everything and everybody you meet. So,
That's right.
it's
I was seeing a movie, and then this girl, her father was shot in front of her. So she
Okay.
grew up having imaginary friends
my
and
God.
all. The only person, she was even thinking her mom was not real. Her husband, she got married, her husband was not real. But people always feel like she was crazy. She always had episodes and all. So it was very taxing. Do you get? So when she could be somewhere and somebody would pass, the person would look exactly like the person that shot her dad, because she was like barely 5 when they shot her dad in front of her.
But was
Imagine
forever
how
in her head.
it printed in her head.
Yeah.
So that kind of person most definitely will grow up with anxiety. When you see somebody that color of shirt, you're already anxious.
For the fact that her dad was shot, anytime she sees a gun, oh my God.
Gun. You don't even need to see a gun. Maybe she just see somebody passing and staring at her. She will most definitely feel like the person wants to shoot her too. Do you get? So anxiety is like, there are different causes. Like I said, childhood trauma, PTSD, maybe something has happened as a result, like in your life at one point or the other. It doesn't even have to be childhood. When you
it might be just
at that
something somebody said to you. It can cause anxiety.
you get, maybe somebody comes to you and say, oh, you're so fat.
You get
every time your gene doesn't fit
you
you're already scared.
or when you want to meet somebody, you be like, will this person like me? Will this person accept me for who I am? All those things are crazy. And so we deal with anxiety causes some type of reaction in the body. For some people, when they're anxious, their hands start shaking, sweating.
Yeah.
For some people, their heartbeat increases immediately. So for people, some people faint from anxiety when they get too anxious, and there's nobody to like calm them down, or there's nothing they could do. And some people use drugs for it too.
Yeah, that's where all these antidepressants.
Yeah,
that's where some of them come in. Okay, so there was a time, when she said it was a touchy subject, I understand, because I've been through it. There was a day, I'm going to use myself as an example. So there was a day a friend of mine saw my results for me, and then she sent it to me. And then at that point, it wasn't like the result was bad, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
You expected more.
So at that point, I couldn't breathe. Like, I could not breathe. At that point, I was not breathing. Like, my friend was touching my nose. She was like, people, breathe. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? I'm like, I can't breathe. I was talking, but I could not feel myself. Like, I was not there again. So I got over it at that point. Then he came back. Like, an hour later, he came back. I was in a crowd, and I just saw that I was spinning. Like, I was spinning. That point, my hand was shaking. I was cold. Like, it was as if life had left me at that point. I felt really, really destabilized. If not that my friends were there, oh my God, I don't know what would have happened. So I'm using myself as an example because I know how it feels exactly. So it's actually not very easy to like deal with it.
That's why we need to be kind to people around us. Honestly, sometimes even people dealing with anxiety do not know they are dealing with anxiety.
True.
Because some people are not even educated about it anyway. Do you expect our mothers back then that most of them don't know what is called anxiety? They just feel some type of way. Exactly, just feel some type of way, and they feel like. And even some of their friends will call them maybe sissy. They are being too scared. Like, they don't know how to own up. All those things. It's not easy. For someone that has anxiety, they can come across some things that will scare other people and not even affect them. But that's their own particular trauma. They might be traumatized by a cat. And the cats do not hurt except you.
Let me give myself out. I don't like balloons.
You don't like what?
Balloons.
Are you serious?
I don't see balloons. Wow. I cannot play balloon.
Oh wow.
I don't know. I feel okay. So growing up, I think someone burst a balloon in my ear, and after then, I started to dread it. Like, you can't tell me it's a blue balloon except you want to just let me have my blood pressure. So that's you see, some of these things are very weird.
There are little things, not so little things actually, that
I just feel bad.
It's crazy, honestly.
My cousin one day went to church. All these programs and all that they put balloons. So my cousin said she wanted one. Ha!
You may want to pluck
that day. I don't think I've ever felt that scared. I think I got it for her, but
it took a whole lot of strength.
My cousin was crying. She was really crying, but I didn't have a choice.
You have to play big sister now.
So imagine the anxiety going to plug that balloon, thinking it will burst in my ear and all those things. I'm very, very, very cautious. Sounds are like, you have to be. I'm very conscious of it. So I'm always very.
And me, let me confess. Let me use myself as a case study. Me, whenever I want to sleep, there was a time that they stole my phone in my house. So I think,
Imagine.
oh my God, I'm still looking for the name of that phobia, the fear of losing your phone. I'm still looking for the name of that phobia. So anytime I want to sleep till now, I have to put my phone in the wardrobe. I don't care where I am. I don't care if I'm in a 20-story building and I'm on the 20th floor. I'll still put
Hmm.
my phone inside the wardrobe because that fear already, anytime I think
Yeah.
about it, I get anxious that okay, what if
Comes
somebody
and
has
takes
been
your
watching me
phone.
and know where I kept this phone. Sometimes I'll just wake up in the middle of the night, I'll wake up, I'll check my phone. Inside the wardrobe, I already locked this wardrobe, I'll go back and check because I'm always very, very anxious. Okay, what if I lose this phone? Who will get me a new one? How can I repeat the same mistake all over again? So all of these little things matter. And so how do you deal with your anxiety?
Okay, so for me, yeah, I just take a deep breath, like a really deep breath first. I take a deep breath and I give myself affirmation.
Mm,
Like depending on what exactly I'm dealing with. If it's fear, I'll tell myself I'm strong. I am just affirmation words that will actually remind me. So what I used to do is I have a journal. So I write all those things I want to keep repeating to myself. I don't know whichever one works for you. I'm strong. I'm beautiful. Like words that gives me a facelift. You get.
yeah.
So for me, that's how I deal with it. And then I talk to someone. I have friends that I actually talk to. I'm like, okay, this is how I'm feeling, this is how I feel right now. I don't know, what do I do? Like, then they are always there, like to just comfort you. It could just
That's
even be
you
a
have good
hug.
friends
It
actually.
could just be a hug you get. It could be a hug that they give. They might not say anything. They might just give you a hug, and then everything goes smoothly. And then
For me, how do I deal with anxiety? Most of the time I cry.
that's sad.
For me, most of the time when I experience anxiety, I try to like when I'm outside, I try to like hold out till I get up. Immediately I get to my house, God, oh my God, I'll just start crying.
That's
And I
sad.
have few people I talk to. I really don't like talking to people that much because I feel like people might not know
They
really
will
know
not
yeah, they
understand.
might not understand what I'm actually going through. So I find it hard to talk to people. But there's this friend of mine, oh my God, God bless you wherever you are. I'm not going
Amen
to
to that.
mention him. Like, it's that person that if I tell him stuff is going on with me, he's not even going to judge me. At that point,
Mm.
at that point, I don't need advice.
Yeah, no,
I don't need advice. It's
you
me
just
that
need someone to
know to
comfort
just to comfort.
you
And it's going
and
to
say you
say, it's going to
understand.
give me words of assurance. It's going to like, I can do it now. I trust you. I believe in you. Even when I do not believe in myself. So I believe in you, guy. If you do, I'm now.
Now
Okay,
you
okay, okay.
now you
And
can't
I
stay.
pray. Because sometimes I might be on the bed like this. I might be thinking about the future. Something that has not happened though.
You're
Something
already
that has not happened
worried.
though. Remember when I went to defend my project, I was anxious. The day before, I was anxious. I was really, really, really reading. But immediately I got to the front of my project supervisor, first that I wanted to defend my project. Almost, I'll not even lie. It was just God's
Easy, you
grace. It
see?
was just God's grace. Because he just asked me two questions. I've not even finished answering the questions. Like, okay, okay, you know what you're doing. And he gave me my mark and I left. I'm like, ah, God bless you, sir. Because if I stayed there 1 more minute, I don't know what would have happened. Maybe I would have fainted. So I pray too. I tell God how I feel. See, I tell God like he's my partner, my gist partner. I say, God, this is how I feel. I feel exactly this way. This way, this
Mm.
way, this way. And I feel calm immediately. So I was like, anything that wants to happen should happen. I'm prepared for it already. So that's it. We deal with anxiety differently.
Different way,
And
yeah.
if you feel like it's out of hand, you can talk to a therapist.
Yes. Yeah.
Honestly, I'll tell people that people say therapists are expensive.
There are
See,
even
I know
online therapists
communities. Yes, I
now.
know communities that offer free therapy.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
that because if you
check
know,
online.
yes, if you know someone that knows somebody that knows somebody. Me, the first therapist I spoke to was free. Was a friend I met on Instagram that told me about the community, and they'll assign you your own therapist. And person, they're always nice. In fact, they're always like
Yeah.
for a free section, though, it's always very, very, very nice. And there are a lot on social media.
That you can just go check out.
It's
Yeah.
very it's because
Search
you did not
for
look
it.
for it. That's why you didn't get one. So I think that's all we have. Do you have anything to add to it?
Like you said, just know what. Well, I feel like just know what works for you. What works for you might not work for me. You get. Just try as
Yeah,
much as possible to do whatever works for you. Because obviously, you're not me. I'm not
of
you. You
course.
have to like do whatever is best for you. So
And
anxiety is it's sometimes it's not even really necessary that the things might happen to you. It might not happen to you. It might just be you
thinking
overthinking.
it, of course.
Yes. So
That's like so one thing that causes anxiety is overthinking. If you
yeah.
can try to divert your mind from certain things, You'll be
Just try
okay with
and
time, to be
look for a
honest.
distraction.
Yeah.
Maybe read a book. Yes, read a book.
See a
Watch a
movie. You don't have to
movie.
overwork yourself. You can see a movie. Take a
Or
break. Take a
sleep.
break sometimes.
Yes, or just sleep
Of
because
course, sleep.
it's not
Sleep
that
really
deep.
helps. Sha, to be honest,
Yeah, just
sleep
it's not
really
that deep.
helps.
You wake up
Yeah.
feeling better. Drink a lot of water. Yes, water is very
And no
necessary.
matter what you're going through, we are rooting for you. It's
We
not
love
easy, and the
you.
fact that you are still trying to like move, you're doing enough already. So I
Yes.
believe that with time everything gets better. So yeah,
We'll
we
just
are
go online
rooting for
and
you.
search
I'm
for
rooting for
free
you. Yeah.
therapist. We love you too.
So love you, love you, one love. So we've come to the end of today's discussion segment. I hope you learned one or two, and I
Yeah.
hope we were able to like help you. Thank you. The show continues.